Hey guys, how the hell are you? Arnold coming at you today. It is January 22nd. I am coming up to the end of week 2 after having an official COVID 19 diagnosis. My life has been kind of bleh for the last couple weeks now. I'm trying to choke this out now because something weird happened with my throat today, too, so bear with me, but I really wanted to get this video out because I want to keep a pretty consistent schedule about doing this particular video, especially. This is album of the week, and this is the second one so far for 2021. It is new release Friday, and there's going to be a bunch of killer new releases that I'm checking out today. What's going to end up happening, for those of you guys that aren't aware, for those of you guys that maybe haven't tuned into some of the live streams that I've done in the past whenever it's been a new release day, what I typically do is I usually go to Metal Injection and I check out the weekly injection, or sometimes I go to Metal Sucks and I check out shit that comes out today, or sometimes I even just go to the Metal Archives and I look at all the new releases that are coming out for that particular day or the days that follow. And I look for interesting new releases that I can check out, that I can, sort of kind of digest a little bit for you guys, because I am always looking to check out new music. In my opinion, one of the greatest enemies of the music scene these days is complacency in music taste. What do I mean by that? I mean just listening to the same old crap that you've listened to for 5, 10, 20 plus years and never really moving on and checking out anything interesting. Not saying you can't still listen to stuff that you listened to a couple decades ago, but man, keep your eyes and ears open for new stuff. You never know when something might come across your path that might totally blow your goddamn mind. And that is what I mean in complacency in music taste. Always keep an open mind, always keep an open ear, so that way when something cool comes along, you can let it in and you can digest it and you can jam out to it and you can formulate an opinion on it of whether or not it kicks ass or not. But if you're not even going to be open to it, well, you might be selling yourself short. You might be selling your own musical taste short, in my opinion. You might not be living life to the fullest, even if it is just to the extent of checking out some killer new music. And for that reason, every single Friday, I'm always checking out the new releases lists that are out there, and I make a little Spotify playlist called my to check out playlist. It's not open to the public for you guys to check out or anything. It's just for me, but I'm always checking out new releases. This week there was a lot of really interesting stuff that came out. There was an awesome band called Bloody Hammers that came out with something that was very sort of Wednesday 13 Murder Dolls-esque, which was really cool. There was a killer band called Dajit. Nope, it was called Dalit. Sorry, guys, I'm gonna blame that one on the cold medicine. Which came totally out of left field for me and came out with this awesome sort of deathy, doomy record that was really dynamic and I really enjoyed it. But there can be only one every single week, and this week I have to give it up to Alex Bayrot's Voodoo Circle, their new record, Locked and Loaded. Now, Alex Bayrot, for those of you guys that don't know, and I might be pronouncing his last name so poorly, and for that, Alex, I apologize, because you're one of my heroes, bro. But Alex is one of those incredibly awesome guitar players from Europe that just shreds all over everything, but he's extremely tasteful. And one of the best parts about him, in my opinion, is that he can completely shift what he's doing as a guitar player to fit whatever project he's working with. Whether it be the stuff he used to do with Sinner, whether it be the sort of, classic power metal stuff that he's doing with Primal Fear these days, and how it's very, very Judas Priest and Accept influenced. Or even his awesome power metal project that he was doing for many, many years, Silent Force, which has been a little inactive, unfortunately, in recent memory. Voodoo Circle has been around for about a decade now. They've been putting out some fantastic stuff for fans of Deep Purple, Rainbow, Whitesnake, a little bit of Yngwie thrown in for good measure, a little bit of Led Zeppelin thrown in for good measure. Read between the lines, this is classic metal stuff. This is definitely some stuff where you can see a guy jam all over the place on various Gibsons and Strats and just fucking let loose the way that his heroes have let loose. And you've got an all-star supporting cast. It has kind of rotated a little bit in recent memory. Recently, we got back original vocalist David Reedman. Those of you guys who don't know who he is the awesome kick-ass vocalist of Pink Cream 69. He's also been with a few other projects here or there. But fantastic singer. He's back on board, and we've got some killer rock anthems coming out from this. Right from the word go, the opening track, Flesh and Bone, it's not something that would be misplaced on any number of power metal and heavy metal releases. It's kind of prototypical of the genre, but it kind of lets you know what you're getting yourself in for. Some really high quality, kick-ass, high energy rock and fucking roll. There's some great sing-along moments on this, whether it be the title track, Locked and Loaded, Devil with an Angel Smile. My favorite song on the record, though, is probably Straight for the Heart. It's got some really awesome driving riffage on it, but at the same time, out of nowhere comes this beautiful, super tasteful solo. You've got some powerhouse vocals on here, a kick-ass driving rhythm section, and that's the way it is for pretty much the entire record. Also, should be noted in that rhythm section is one, Matt Sinner, who you guys know from Sinner and Primal Fear, Alex's other project that he plays with. You know, read between the lines, there's tons of great musicians that are showing off what they can do in a kick-ass, heavy rock context. And that's all this is. It's not something where there's like some super histrionics or anything. It's not extreme for the sake of being extreme. It's not brutally heavy. It's just kick-ass, fucking awesome rock and fucking roll. That's what this is. So if you can totally get into stuff like what you used to hear in the 80s and 90s or even in the 70s from heavy music, this is definitely something that you need to check out. It's a fantastic, fantastic record, and that is why Voodoo Circle Locked and Loaded is my album of the week pick for this week. What's going to be my album of the week pick for next week? You guys are just going to have to tune in and find out. So guys, remember, click that like button, click subscribe. Please, please, please continue to tune in. There's tons more metal and guitar-oriented content to come on this channel. And remember, please, take what you do seriously, but do not take yourself too seriously.